Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Last week, we watched Drive.
This week, we're watching Monster Trucks.
The connection is, they had cars. There was vehicles in both. That's the connection. It's just vehicles.
Vroom.
Hello and welcome to Oldie but a Goodie. My name's Zach, my co-host is Sandro, and this week we're watching a monster of a movie, a whole truckload of movie, a whole 4 big wheels with a monster inside of a movie.
That's right, Monster Truckers. It's time for the movie.
That's what our listeners are called from now on, Monster Truckers.
And that's because this episode is going down in history, Zach.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it is.
This is going to be the best episode we've ever recorded.
No, I want to call our listeners Creech.
Creech? The creatures?
Yeah, you're all creatures.
That's pretty accurate, actually. I reckon our podcast does draw some Creech-type people to them.
Oil guzzlers, the lot of you.
Wow, you used the connection of cars to get from Drive to Monster Trucks.
And I will say the connection works, I think.
There's a few ways that you could connect Drive and Monster Trucks. I think Cars is the obvious one, but if we had already done Cars, and by the way, that's the premise of the show at the moment, is if we do one connection, we can't ever do it again. If you had already done Cars, you could have done Mechanic.
Yeah, who's a mechanic. Yeah, that's true. He fixes it up. That's right.
You could have gone from car chases is a big part of the movie.
Yeah, there's a car chase. Absolutely. Big car chase. Yeah. There's a lot to play with, but I'm happy with my vague connection.
Yeah, it's not vague, it's broad, I think.
Okay. Yeah, well, I would put broad and vague sort of same category. It's not a reach.
No, it's not a stretch.
No, but it's just a little vague, little broad, yeah.
We're reviewing Monster Trucks, which you chose, and I chose. Why did you pick this? What?
Sandro, the reason I picked this was because someone messaged me on good old Facebook Messenger. It was like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if you guys did this movie?
Who was that? Who messaged you that? Was it our editor, Starkey?
No, because he's cool and handsome and wouldn't do that to us, wouldn't inflict so much pain on us. Unlike your partner, who totally would.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Which is like, is it really your choice? But also, yes, it was your choice to include it. So, you know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was like, no, I'm adding this for sure. And I really hope Sandro picks it. And you did.
I did. And I feel like we talked about this movie before. At some point, I feel like when it came out in 2016...
I've definitely seen this movie around. Like, this has popped up and I'd be like, oh, I want to watch that movie, but I don't really want to watch that movie, you know?
Yep.
But it would be, like, really funny to do on the podcast. But in previous years, there's been, like... There's literally zero way for me to add this to the podcast. It's like... We're doing the 90s. We're going from 1920s to 2000. Like, there's literally no way I can add this. And I put it in the back of my mind, and I was like, man, I'll have to do this one day, and forgot about it. And then someone reminded me of its existence. I went, yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
And we're going to be reviewing Monster Trucks. We'll do non-spoilers and then spoilers. And honestly, we probably might go through the plot of this one, because I don't think anyone's seen it, so it's probably a good idea. No one's seen it aside from me, you, and my partner twice. That's the only...
I like how they have the, like, majority viewing of this movie of all people, yeah.
In fact, I think our editor Starkey had watched this. Hey, Starkey, what did you think of the movie?
All I need to say is I definitely understand why it was a family film. That was pretty good, though. It was pretty good.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really good opinion, and I agree with all statements that were said.
Anyway, let's do it. Let's get into it. Non-spoilers. Zach, first impressions. You picked it, so you go first. What did you think of Monster Trucks?
This is my full and complete opinion of this movie. This is undoubtedly the least creative idea I have ever seen in a film executed perfectly. This was the best outcome for the worst idea ever.
I kind of disagree with you, but also don't. I agree that it's executed perfectly.
I think it's executed perfectly with how uncreative they were.
I feel like it has some idea. It's not like, it is what it says it is on the tin. It's nothing else.
No, that's the problem I have with it. It's not that it was a bad idea. It's not that it was a bad concept. Everything. It was just so uncreative. Like, they had this one idea, and that's all they did with the film.
That's true.
And that's my real problem.
And the idea is there's an underwater creature in a monster truck. That's the idea of them. That's the whole premise.
There's a monster in a truck to drive a truck that is a monster truck. You could call it a monster truck.
No, the movie's called Monster Trucks, because there's multiple eventually.
What?
We'll get to that later.
Spoilers, Sandro! We haven't got to non-spoil. Oh my god, Sandro.
I threw it out the window, I'm a mad lad.
I didn't say it, not because I was incorrect, Sandro, but I didn't want to spoil the movie, Sandro.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we spoiled it last episode. So...
Yeah, this is definitely one of those movies where the non-spoiler section is like, whatever, man.
Yeah, there's probably some are gonna creech through.
Yeah, they call the main monster Creech, which will show you just how creative they were throughout this film.
I feel like this movie is trying to be a kids movie from the 80s, which were, aside from like the classics like E.T. and stuff, they were very creative, those ones. But like all the rip-offs, like we watched it, Harry and the Hendersons, not very creative. And this movie's trying to just be that, but modern.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the exact same thing. This feels like something that would come out in the 1980s, 90s, whatever, to sell you toys.
It feels like it's an ad for something, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is absolutely, it's made to sell you toys. You want to get your Creech. So, but then your Creech toy is separate from your truck toy, and you can put it in.
Yeah.
And when you put the Creech in, that's when your toy works.
Exactly. The whole time I was watching this, because this is also a Nickelodeon movie. It's made by or in part by Nickelodeon. When I saw the Nickelodeon logo, I went, is this like an animated TV show that this is based on? Is this like a toy line, as you mentioned? But it's not. It's a wholly original, in quotation marks, idea. I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. The main problem, and I'll throw it out now, is like, they had this idea, and they didn't expand on it almost at all. There's so many things you can do. The most creative thing that they did by finding a deep-sea humanoid octopus creature with vast intelligence and super strength,
yes,
was put it in a car.
We'll get to it in spoilers, but it feels like they're exploiting this creature to drive the car.
Oh, absolutely!
But it wants to do it, Zach, so it's fine. Don't even worry about it. It's happy. That part was a little weird. I was like, what's going on here? But also, the movie is it's very protect the environment, protect your sea creatures, because the bad guy, just like classic 80s movies, the bad guy...
that's what I was going to say. It has a whole, like, save the environment thing. Very 80s.
This movie is, unlike the poster, incredibly 80s as well. The poster is, like, from the 80s. The plot is essentially from the 80s. It's such a weird movie.
Oh my god, yeah, that's the poster. Yeah. Oh my god, it does look like a toy.
Yeah, right?
Ah, man. I wish this was more popular so I could buy a toy of this, just so I could say I owned it. But it's very silly. But, like, you Google monster trucks, the first pictures that come up are pictures of real-life monster trucks, the movie poster, and then toy monster trucks, right? So this clearly had an idea. It was like, okay, we're trying to sell toy monster trucks. We can make this more of a brand to make it more popular.
And, like, they tried to make it a franchise as well. I think all the actors in this are signed on to do 2 more sequels. That's not going to happen. We'll get to why later. But They were trying to make this a thing. The budget behind this movie, Zach, is fucking huge.
Yeah, no. I was going to say that. After watching this movie, I was like, holy shit, they spent so much money on this. What the fuck?
And it did not pay off. But also, I feel like here's another point that I want to make. We are, because it's, first impressions, spoiler free.
Yeah.
I think this movie's actually pretty good. I really enjoyed this. And I don't think on an ironic level. I think on a genuinely, I had a lot of fun with this. I think this is a good movie, kinda.
Here's the thing, Sandro. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't think it's a good movie either.
Like, there's a lot of better movies, is essentially what I think we're saying.
No, but the problem is for me, it's like, this isn't a bad movie, but I'm too angry with it for all the things it could have done.
Right.
That it just didn't.
You just wanted more creativity.
I'm just not enjoying the film as much because the whole time I'm thinking, couldn't they have done something better? But I will give it credit where credit's due. This has the most important message of any film we have watched.
What is the most important message?
That stepdads are okay. And you know what? You should learn to accept them,
You are right, because actually, in a very non-80s way, you are correct. The stepdad in this movie is not a bad guy. Who is a bad guy in this movie is bloody Rob Lowe. Fucking what the fuck's?
Yeah. Oh, Rob Lowe.
He's a bad guy. That's the second time we've seen him as a bad guy this year after Wayne's World. Very funny.
Very funny. Very great. Love him. Mwah.
I agree. I think I watched an episode of Parks and Rec directly before watching this, and it was just very funny going from that to his performance here. But Zach, is it a surprise that this movie is kind of good? I don't think so, because it's written and directed by people who make a lot of movies that are kind of good. Would you believe me when I said that two of the people who came up with the story of this movie also wrote a Kung Fu Panda? And they also wrote bloody Monsters vs. Aliens.
Oh, I can believe that.
They also wrote a couple SpongeBob movies as well.
Oh, okay. Look, give them credit. Kung Fu Panda's amazing.
Great movie.
That one's a top cream of the crop of animated films.
It's a good one.
Some of the other ones you named here, not so much. Not so much. The SpongeBob movies are pretty good. I think all of them are like good to great.
They're all okay. They're involved with the Troll movies too, which I'm not too sure if they're good.
There was a chance for them to be good, but I don't know. Something went wrong here, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
And it's just like, it could have been so much better. And it's the wasted potential that's just getting me here.
One of the other writers who came up with the story, and I think did some early writing on it, also wrote a movie called Love and Monsters, which came out a couple years ago, which is apparently quite good. And he wrote the 2019 Dora the Explorer movie, which is very, very, very good. It's very funny.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa, Someone's adamant about this.
It's great. It breaks the fourth wall constantly. It's very self-referential. I highly recommend it. But also, Zach, another writer on the movie also wrote Jurassic World. That makes sense.
No wonder I was enjoying this film in parts, because Jurassic World is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, he wrote Jurassic World. He wrote Kong Skull Island, which is a good movie. He was also one of the...
Oh my god! The same guy that made Jurassic World made Kong Skull Island?
Same writer, yeah.
Yeah, same writer. That makes so much sense because I laughed so hard during both those films. And this film. His writing is so stupid for some of the actions. It's like, this is so stupid, it's funny, that I laughed. I think I have never laughed harder than in Jurassic World, by the way. That's one of the hardest laughs I've ever had in a film, in a cinema experience. I was embarrassed because I couldn't stop laughing.
You know what? I agree. And, he does write some good stuff, like Pokemon Detective Pikachu, he wrote that, which was also pretty good.
Yeah,
he was the original writer on Star Wars Episode 9 before they changed and went with J.J. Abrams. His original script is a lot better than what we got.
I would expect so. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the whole team behind this, and it's the director of Ice Age who did this as well.
Yeah. Oh, really? Wow. There you go. Here's the thing, right? I think I said this at the start, but I would like to preface this, which I think this is one of the best possible outcomes they could have got.
I agree.
From this idea, and it was still very mid for me. Just a mid.
I think that if you go into it being this is a dumb kids movie that it's mainly stars not very good actors and Rob Lowe, and is also like it looks good, but the budget also went maybe towards the wrong spots, and also the plot's like not amazing, but it's like 80s fun. If you go into it knowing what this is, I think you could have a lot of fun with this.
Sandro, that was a lot of preferences you needed to go into
I know,
this film.
but Zach, that's what I think, and that's why I'm giving it a goodie, because I liked it a lot.
Whoa, you're giving it a goodie?
And by a lot, I mean it's like 3 stars. It's fine. it's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. No, here's the thing. It's like there was great creative ideas, but all it did was make me think the original concept was worse. That's the problem. It played against itself.
Because you were like, what did they have to, like, what was the idea that made this?
No. I know the idea that made this, Sandro. The idea is we need a monster in a truck, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the original concept. And then they start expanding on that. And the expanded stuff is way more interesting than a stupid monster in a fucking truck.
This is true.
Like, let's explore this monster's, like, whole shtick, right?
Yeah.
What's it's that? Like, I'm the scientist guy trying to explain to the oil baron that we shouldn't use these to put in monster trucks. That's a dumb film. We should explore these creatures as their own creatures. And the guy's like, nah, but I want monster trucks.
But I want to put them in a truck and kind of harm
literally, if they just got rid of the monster truck thing, I think this is a better, more enjoyable film. But it's also a completely different film.
It's a very different film, and it would have probably needed even more budget behind it to have them on screen all the time.
I don't know. You take out all those big action scenes, you know.
Also, I love how like the car chases in this, aside from like maybe 1 or 2, like the one where there's like a big mountain and stuff, that was kind of fun. There's a bunch of like car chases in this, obviously a lot because it's called Monster Trucks, and some of them just they're not very exciting at all, which is very funny.
No, it's weird.
Because I'm like, that's the point of the movie, but I'm more interested in like other stuff. I'm more interested in the character of Creech. I'm more interested in like what's going on with the stepdad.
That's very funny that's something you wanted. It's like more stepdad, please.
He was a good actor. We'll get to the actors in a second, but Zach.
He was. He is. I think he is a good actor.
But Zach, are you going to give it an oldie or a goodie though? What are you going to do?
I'm going to give it an oldie.
Ah, boo.
But only because they never go to a monster truck track like arena and crush some cars.
I mean, Zach, here's the thing. Is the monster truck in this movie really even a monster truck? Not really.
What?
The main one. The main one is like not really. Like when you picture a monster truck.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. How dare you? How dare you? You gave this a goodie and you're slandering it like this? That was absolutely a monster truck.
It's a regular truck on giant wheels. Now, the other monster trucks in this movie are 100% actual monster trucks.
Sandro, I hate to break it to you, but that's pretty much every monster truck is just a truck on big wheels.
Nah, you're pretty right. I just thought it was a dumb little nitpick.
It's very silly, but you give that a paint job, right? And I mean, they do it the very end of the film. They give it a paint job, and it looks more like a monster truck. But like, I thought we were going to go through the classic thing of he needs some extra money, so he signs up for a monster truck derby, right? You know,
sure.
And then he has a show off with his rival guy. And they're like having a competition for whoever can like crush the most cars, right?
Yeah.
Right? You know, that classic like some beef, you know?
Yep.
And we get to see some monster trucking. But like, that doesn't even happen in this film.
Not really.
Like, there's no real monster trucking. Very disappointing.
It's kind of like the recent Mortal Kombat movie. You know, we just like released all our reviews on that franchise recently. And like, you know, the Mortal Kombat movie, you expect a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But you don't get one.
Yeah.
You never get one in the new one.
That's what annoyed me the most about this
That's
film.
understandable.
Okay, Sandra? That's why I'm the single reason. There's no other reason I'm giving it an oldie.
That is fair enough, I guess.
They did crush some cars, but I wanted to see it in an arena, do the fun little thing.
Yeah.
And then one guy's like, wait a minute, is that an alien? Or like, they do a big jump, and maybe there's a kid in the crowd, and the kid sees the alien, and then the alien thing, like, Creech waves at him. And he's like, what? You know, there's some goofy stuff.
I'm sure that would be the plot of the TV show that they were planning to make.
Yeah.
But never happened. I've given every movie this season so far a goodie. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah, well done. Well done.
You have to try and break that streak soon, Zach. You could
Look, I tried. I fucking chose Monster Trucks as my movie. And somehow you gave it a goodie. The fuck, Sandro?
Just quickly though, like in terms of the actors, Rob Lowe's in this. He's barely in it, but he's a pretty good villain.
He's great.
Did you like the main character? His name is Lucas Till. He plays Trip.
I think the actor's fine. The character was... Bleh.
And then this is probably one of the biggest problems with this movie is I don't care about any of the humans in this.
Whoa.
But like not to like the Transformers level. Like to the Transformers level, I'm like, I don't care about this and I'm angry about Shia LaBeouf and or Mark Wahlberg. Whereas in this one, I'm like, I'm indifferent and I don't care. You know what I mean?
I was actually going to say the opposite. I think this movie needs more Shia LaBeouf and more Mark Wahlberg. Those were my favorite things of the fucking Transformers series. Fuck me. No, this is exactly the same problem of like, there was a lot of focus on the human characters, and it didn't quite pay off. To be fair, I also liked the more than Transformers characters.
Yeah.
The scientist guy was my most liked character.
Thomas Lennon, he's a comedian from Reno 911.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's great. He when he showed up, I was like, it's that guy. What the fuck is he doing in this?
There you go. Yeah, well, he was my most liked character.
Yeah.
Probably followed by Rob Lowe.
Yeah, Rob Lowe's fun in this.
Yeah, but he doesn't have as much time in this film, I think.
I liked,
And then the stepdad.
The stepdad is good. He's the sheriff man. He's fun. Mr. Barry Pepper is his name from Saving Private Ryan.
Also, nepotism.
How
you might
so?
be wondering how so because halfway through the movie, and we are just fully into spoilers at this point. Like
we're not really at all, but
we're rolling over the spoilers.
All
You
right.
started off by mentioning that there's too much.
we haven't had an ad yet, so we're not really. But also, why not? Go ahead. What do you got to say?
All right. Minor spoiler for the next minute or so.
Yeah.
But they go on a spree where they crush a whole lot of cars and they never get arrested for that. It was all they like destroy property. He should be arrested at the end of this film.
I agree.
But because the sheriff is banging the mom, he doesn't get arrested. All I'm saying.
I didn't like Jane Levy at all as the love interest in this. She's from the Evil Dead remake. She's from a bunch of pretty good stuff as well that we've seen her in. It's not that she's bad in this. It's that the character is very badly written and she borderline stalks the main character all throughout the movie. And you're like, what the fuck? He never once is like, I like you. Never once. It's a weird one, Zach. It's a weird one. What did you think? Throwing it over to you.
That's fair. I will raise the point that she has a deliberate reason for trying to stalk him, which is she has a school project, which he's quite passionate about, and he's being a big piece of shit and not helping whatsoever.
To be fair, they are both pretty terrible.
Like, have you ever been in a school project, Sandra, and had one person just not respond, not do anything? Like, she's literally sending him emails.
That's for a group project, though. This is just a one-on-one.
I don't like you being a defender over here for him being a huge piece of shit.
All right, how about this? They're both bad characters. Let's just... Okay.
I mean, yeah. No. Sandra, let me preface this by, I don't disagree with you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, the whole stalker thing, I can forgive a bit, because she's just literally trying to chase him up to be like, hey, I know you're broody dad issue, whatever guy, but can you help me with this project that I've been randomly assigned? Honestly, she would have been better off if she just did her own project and just be like, hey, this guy didn't help me whatsoever.
And then who else is in this? Samara Weaving's in this for like a little bit. She plays the bully's girlfriend. She's Australian. She's from...
Oh, right, yeah. She has like 2 scenes in this movie. Very weird.
Her big breakout role was... I mean, she was in Ash vs. Evil Dead the year before this.
Nice.
But she was her big breakout role was like directly the year after this. So like, she's a pretty big name now. But...
Yeah. Which is always funny to see. But I thought she was good. It was annoying to me we didn't have more of the rivalry with the other...
I agree.
Other big truck guy. I thought that was going to be more important.
I was expecting way more of that.
Yeah. Look, it's a bit cliche, I guess, and they avoided that cliche. they avoided that cliche by driving headfirst into every other cliche they could find.
It's pretty correct.
And, like, if you're going to drive through all these cliches, you might as well get ones that I enjoy.
Speaking of cliches that didn't happen, Danny Glover is the guy who runs the junkyard in this from Lethal Weapon and stuff. And there were so many opportunities for him to say, I'm too old for this shit. And he never fucking says it.
Yeah, but the problem being that this is a Nickelodeon's film, so he's not saying shit.
That's true. I'm too old for this goo. I'm too old for this slime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They totally could have done it like, I'm too old for this crap.
Yeah.
You know?
That would have been hilarious. I would have loved that. Anyway.
Yeah, that would have been quite funny.
All right, we definitely want to get into spoilers, so we'll do 2 quick things and then get into spoilers. Zach, this movie cost $125 million.
No, it didn't. Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck were they thinking?
They weren't. They look, sometimes you're a winner, sometimes you're a loser. In this case, they lost.
They took a hard swing at this, and not only, Zach, I will make you guess how much this movie made, but you need one critical piece of information first.
Okay.
They spent $125 million on this, and they dumped it in January.
Ooh. I'm thinking like 10 mil.
It did a little bit better than that.
Okay, a little bit. Okay. I did lowball it. 57 mil.
Oh, that's so close. 64.5 million.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Owie. Yikers. What a weird film, and they dumped it in January. Like, ugh. They just built it up for failure.
It's so weird. It came out like worldwide at the end of 2016 and then like January 2017 in the States and then just bombed.
That's so bizarre that they spend so much money on this film that they didn't need to. Like, this made $64.5 million.
Which is a success if they made this, like, for cheap, you know?
Yeah, if they just spent, like, 50 mil on this, that would have been a success.
No, relatively, yeah, for sure.
That's a crazy amount of people that viewed and watched this film, Sandro.
I agree.
That's way too many people that watched this film.
No, it's interesting. And, you know, like, the reviews weren't great. It has, like, 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. People are apparently coming around to it now, but I don't...
Shut up. This does not have a cult following. Nothing you say will ever have a cult following ever again after Southland Tales.
It kind of does, but I think it's just because people didn't have anything to do during lockdown, so they saw this on Netflix.
Yeah, that's what happened to Southland Tales, that's for sure.
Well, anyway, it's got one tagline.
Ooh, hit me with it.
2 different worlds. 1 monster team.
Ooh, you know what?
That's not bad.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
All right.
I think the taglines was, again, there's some good stuff about this movie. Tagline, pretty good.
Yeah, that was
That I like that tagline.
hell yeah. Well, yeehaw! I've been dreaming lately, listener. I've been sleeping in my bed, and you know what I dreamed of? I dreamed that Sandro and Zach from Oldie But a Goodie released a new episode on patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie pod. And then I woke up, and they had. So I'm here to record this ad for it. They reviewed Freddy vs. Jason. It's the 11th Friday the 13th movie, and Freddy Krueger's in it. Here's a clip.
I liked when Freddy turned into a weird grub CGI monster and then got high.
The high caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland or some shit, but it's Freddy Krueger. What the fuck was that? Who came up with that?
I don't know. It didn't make any fucking sense.
So dumb.
But it's so funny because the high guy's like, yeah, this caterpillar gets it.
Yeah. That was such a weird scene.
And then he follows it, and then he swallows the caterpillar because the caterpillar crawls inside him, and then he's mind controlling him to tip out all the pills. And I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Crazy.
They had writers for this.
Yeah.
It's more than I can say for a lot of things that came out, like Godzilla vs. No.
If I sounded a little different and a little more screechy at the start of this promo, that's because I just woke up and I had to record the episode. But yeah, Sandro and Zach reviewed Freddy vs. Jason, the latest in their long line of Jason Voorhees reviews. That's on patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie pod if you want to get it and support the show. And you can also get ad-free episodes up there, plus a massive back catalog. I mean, this back... I'm an American. Yeehaw! All right, Zach, spoilers. And as we mentioned, we're going to go through the plot of this one. We haven't done this at all this season so far since Moana, but we're going to do it on this one because no one's seen this. So, I feel like people need context.
Yeah. Sandro,
Yeah.
why does it have teeth?
The logo?
No, Creech.
Oh.
Why does Creech have teeth?
I literally have this written down from my partner. She said, why do they have teeth if they only eat oil?
Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why do they have teeth?
Now, I to be fair, I love to play devil's advocate. You know me. I love to argue for things. And I could argue that they use it to bore through rock to get to more oil.
I can see that.
But still, it's like... But they wouldn't be shaped like normal, regular teeth for that, right? But they could still stick it out. Maybe, look, it's not the worst thing. But I just wanted to lead it off the bat. It's like, if they drink oil as their main form of substance, they wouldn't need teeth.
I agree.
And if you're going to dig a hole...
Yes.
Do you know many creatures in real life that use their teeth to dig holes?
Not really, no.
No. Do you know what they do? They use their claws. They use their paws. They use their appendages.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, to be fair, if you have no idea what the creature in this looks like, to describe it, it's basically like a giant octopus with like a squid with like the face of like a shark, kinda?
Yeah.
Like a baby shark?
I would say it's like a humanoid octopus.
Yeah.
Except you take away the human and you add more shark.
Yeah, add a little bit of shark in there.
It's like you get a fat guy, replace all his limbs with tentacles, add a few more, and then replace his head with like a shark head, and then you take away all the fins, and you kind of smooth it out to be more like their flesh is definitely like octopus.
Yeah.
But he's still got a giant jaw full of teeth, which makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense unless for some reason like the creatures that we see in this one, because it is a family. We see the kid, and then we see what I assume is the mum and the dad. They're never gendered because obviously why would they be? But like, you know what I mean? The two parents and the kid.
No, but they've definitely got like that visual like thing of like what?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The like trope of like you make one look more feminine and one look masculine, but like it's not too bad in this film. They just kind of look different, but there's definitely like one's dad, one's a mom,
Yeah, no, for sure. That is quite true. But like, they're a family, so maybe they're just the nice family. Maybe all the others of this fucking species, maybe there's some real bad ones out there. Real mean ones. Tear other fish to fucking pieces, mate. And we just so happen to get, like, some vegetarian oil eaters.
I would hate to argue with you, but we do see at the very end of the film, like, a whole bunch of them pop up, right? And none of them are mean.
Well, maybe it's like a clan of them. It's a clan of nice vegetarian creatures, and then all the rest are real mean. Because who knows? Like, the ocean's fucking massive, Zach.
You know what? That's a good theory, because they are really intelligent, which could lead to tribal society sort of things, and you would need teeth, not to eat the oil, but maybe to eat other oil-based creatures.
Potentially.
Yeah. Because, why search and dig up oil veins where you can find another creature that's, 90% oil or whatever, and you just eat them, right? They potential cannibalism, it's like,
Also, the lesson of this movie is so weird. It's don't frack because you might destroy wildlife and shit, but also look at all these big gas guzzling cars going vroom. Look at them go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is a contradiction I didn't really think about. But yeah, it's anti-fracking, but also pro-monster trucks, which is just completely averse from each other. Because the monsters are literal gas guzzlers.
Yeah, no, exactly. But like at the same time, it's like, but they need oil to live. So if we keep pumping all of our cars full of oil, they're gonna have they're all gonna die.
Yes.
All those creatures are gonna die.
So we should stop fracking. But then monster trucks are good though, and we want to build those and make those because that happens in the film. We make cool trucks. So is it pro electric truck?
Oh, maybe it's pro electric truck, or is it just pro put a creature in your truck and let it ride?
Yeah, first off, there's that contradiction, but like the whole, like, they didn't explore enough of Creech and the reasons for his teeth and other things, right? They didn't explore that because they were too busy shoving Creech in a fucking monster truck and going broom broom.
That is what they do. They explore a little bit of the creatures. Like, we know that they have a hive mind, and when they're close to each other, they have all the same memories and stuff, which is cool, which is sick.
What? That's great, but why? Why would they have? What is that? How do they have that ability? What is that? How do they do that?
Purely so that, I mean, in the movie, that's only so that they know how to be cars.
Yes.
It's time for a big action scene. That's why.
That's the problem. That's another problem, Sandra. This is why it's getting... The best use of these super intelligent fucking creatures is to drive monster trucks, to exploit them and drive trucks.
They like it, Zach, apparently. It's because they're shy and they like to hide in cars and... no, it feels weird. It feels really weird.
It feels so weird and so off. And it's like, I
think that's why I like this movie, because it's like, what the fuck
it's very, what the fuck were they thinking? Well, we know what they were thinking. They wanted to sell monster truck toys for sure. And
then they dumped it in January, and no one's buying toys in January. That's a December thing.
Yeah. They're going to have to wait a whole year? Are they going to remember monster trucks at the end of the year? No, they're not.
Well, maybe in 2021, apparently, when it gets a cult following. But also, kids aren't watching this. Sad adults are watching this.
Speaking of sad adults, they're probably wondering how the plot's going. So, we start off with a pretty cool logo transition of a monster truck.
That was fucking terrible, Zach.
It was pretty cool. We had a monster truck drive up, and the logo's like on the truck, and it's drives up. That's pretty cool.
I wrote down, ha ha ha, the logo. What's my note? I don't remember. It was fine.
It is. Again, there's so much budget for this dumb fucking film, and it makes no fucking sense.
I was just looking everywhere for my fidget toy, and it was on my chair. It landed on my chair, not on the ground. You can leave that in if you want, Starkey.
I'm dual wielding fidget toys right now.
Oh, fuck yeah, look at that. So the plot of the movie is Rob Lowe fracks, and oh no, there's creatures. And he captures two, but one of them gets out of there and is in a junkyard.
Yeah, so we have this whole fracking scene where he's like, they have a chief scientist, but he's a pushover. So evil fracking Lowe is like, hey, scientist guy, can we dig through this water? And he's like, yeah, I guess, like, the pressure down there means there's no creatures, so I guess you can, big boss man. And then they dig down and there's creatures.
There's creatures actually down there.
And so the thing breaks, the fracking breaks because the creatures.
Yeah.
And then, they get three of them. Scientist guy starts doing experiments on the two of them, but meanwhile, one of them has escaped. And that one, he hides in the junkyard because the junkyard's full of oil.
This was meant to come out May 2015, and they pushed it back a year and a half.
2015. Okay.
So they would have shot this at the end of 2014. They kept this in the archive for like a year and a half.
This is so bizarre.
It's not that bad. Why did they think this was bad? I mean, it is not very good, but why did they think it was going to be that bad that they just didn't release it?
Sandra's fighting himself right now. He's like, why did they delay it like this? But it's a terrible fucking film. But it's not that bad of a film. But it's the most god-awful thing I've ever seen. But why did they delay this film? I mean, Sandra, you just watched the reason why they delayed this film is because someone opened their fucking third eye and was like, wait a minute, this is shit.
I reckon kids would have loved this if it came out at a good time.
Yeah, honestly, I think 2015 May, this would have slapped. This would have actually made some money, but they fucked it. They definitely fucked it with their release.
I feel like if I saw this when I was like 7, I would have been like, fuck yes. This is my shit.
Yeah. Oh boy! I love Creech, I love trucks, but I also hate fracking.
Anyway, we're introduced to the main character, Anakin Skywalker, and he's like, I'm a sad boy. I'm sad. He's He looks like Patrick Swayze. I don't know how else to explain it. He looks like Patrick Swayze meets Kevin Bacon in Footloose.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Kevin Bacon Footloose. I see that. Absolutely. He does give that vibe, actually.
He's like, I need to get out of this town. It's a dead end for me. I gotta make myself a car so I can drive away.
Yeah. That's very funny. Because he has parental issues.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he never becomes a master on the council. It's like, yeah, no, he's just broody and he's not very helpful, but he's also kind of cocky. Like, I see it. He's Anakin Skywalker for sure.
His dad's in not jail, but his dad works for Rob Lowe's company.
What is the dad arc of this? Because it doesn't even have a conclusion.
No, he goes to see his dad, and then his dad rats him out to Rob Lowe's men, and then
that's it. We never see his dad ever again, do we? Do we see his dad for the?
We never see his dad again.
What the fuck?
His dad's just kind of like a real bad guy.
What the fuck was that plot line? Yeah, because he talks with his mum at the start of the film, and it's like, if only dad were here.
Yeah.
And of course, the first thing I think, his dad died, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That would make sense. The rest of the film goes on. Nothing happened. No, his dad's still alive. He's just kind of left them?
He works for a big company and he moves around a lot, maybe?
What?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. Is he supplying the money? No, obviously, because the mum's moved on to bang the sheriff.
I mean, maybe, he would have to pay child support, but, what?
Yeah, is he paid child support? Is that it?
Did the dad, cheat on her and so she kicked him out and so he went, well, I'm going to go join Rob Lowe's company? Actually, what?
We don't know because they don't fucking have any of that. All they have is the dad's not there. Here's the dad. The dad's a piece of shit. But also is being exploited by this evil company because he's working 12 hours a day and has no time at all. It's what the fuck is going on with this?
I don't know what the dad's plot is. Aside from, again, that one scene where he's like, I gotta go talk to my dad. He'll know what to do. And then his dad just rats him out. And that's the whole scene.
I did like the dad ratting him out. That was
that was fun.
Yeah, but then nothing comes of it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I wish we just had one. It's the dad tries to help the bad guy a bit more at the end, maybe. And then you have the sheriff guy come in and sock him.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of, the family stuff in this movie. We don't see enough of his mum either. She's in, 2 scenes of this, and she's a really good actor. I've seen her in heaps of stuff.
No, exactly, right? There's this, family aspect in the back, but they don't concentrate on that. Instead, we get to, have this weird, bad love story between these two characters.
Maybe they were, trying to save it for a TV show or something. I don't know.
Yeah, another thing, I think what they shot themselves in the foot with as well is you're saying they signed up for 2 more movies after this, right?
Yeah, trilogy, yeah.
Yeah. So they were absolutely for sure they had some ideas and other things that they didn't put in this to save for the other ones.
Yeah.
And that absolutely fucked them, I think, because this is so creatively bankrupt, and I can't believe it's this creatively bankrupt with this much money behind. There were ideas here. There's a thing here, right? But it just feels so weird and off half the time. And that, I think, is a big part of it, is they, had some other ideas which would have gone better in this film, but they saved them for the other films.
They saved them because the whole point of this movie was to make a franchise, which never really happened, so we just have a weird one movie. And also, this movie didn't become a franchise, not because the movie is bad.
Yeah.
But because the studio sat on it for 18 months for no reason.
Not my boy Monster Trucks.
Paramount killed this movie. The studio killed this movie. I think it would have done well if it came out, in May, a year before it actually,
anyway. Look, it could have gone either way. It probably would have done better.
I don't think it would have done amazing, but it would have done a lot better, and probably we would have gotten at least one more.
Yeah, that's true. We probably would have gotten a sequel at least.
Anyway, the creature's hiding out in the junkyard. Anakin Skywalker's like, oh my god, there's a bloody creature out here. I'm gonna lure you into a crusher and try and crush you.
Yep, that's definitely what he wants to do, and definitely doesn't accidentally break the fucking machine as he's observing this creature, and he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna crush the creature. Whoa, I'm gonna crush the creature, but quickly save him.
It's classic 80s hijinks where your main character's like, I've gotta trap the creature. Oh no, the creature's smart. Oh no, I did something and now the creature's actually gonna die. Oh, I gotta save him now.
Before that, they had the minor plot of him meeting the creature for the first time, running away from it because it's a horrifying monster thing, calling the sheriff up, and then it escapes before the sheriff gets there. So the sheriff is like, why did you call me? You fucking evil piece of shit. Fuck you, kid. You shouldn't do pranks on me like that. And it's like, is it that absurd to think that this kid saw something and was attacked by something?
There was clearly an old, there's a hole in the floor that wasn't there before. Something happened. Yeah.
But no, they had to have that rubbish. Anyway, yeah, so he saves Creech.
He saves Creech. Oh, and during the scene where he's saving Creech, we get an incredible line.
Oh, yeah?
A truly Shakespearean line, Zach.
Absolutely.
You squishy piece of squish. That's the line. That was the line.
Yeah. I remember that. That's a good line.
And what is it like? He teaches Creech how to blow off some steam by throwing stuff at cars. I was like, don't teach him.
That wasn't a teaching moment. That was a bonding moment.
Bonding. Yeah. Well, but also it is a teaching moment because the creature has it's his first proper I'm learning with a human here. Yeah, you know?
Yeah, I would still... yeah, that's fair. It's not learning to throw things, it's learning to learn. It's learning to copy the human. So I guess you're right in that aspect. But it's definitely, I think, the purpose of that scene is they are bonding, not that the ability to throw things will be useful later on. Because the ability to hide in a monster truck is the main ability he learns.
That's his main power.
It's kind of fucking awful, actually, as well, because he's in the hood and he doesn't want to be there.
Well, he does though, but he doesn't.
He does and he doesn't, because the kid's forcing him to be in there to hide, right?
Yes.
So he wants to be hidden, but he doesn't actually want to be in the monster truck. He only learns to love the monster truck later on. At first, he's just hiding in it, right?
After he's like, oh my god, I can go fast and it's fun.
Yeah, exactly, right? He learns to love the monster truck. The problem is he doesn't like it at first, and it's a bit like he's forcing it. And then Creech tries to move away while the bad guys are looking, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just moving this. It doesn't have a battery. I'm gonna move this away. Oh, it's rolling away. Oh, it's driving."
Yeah, it's weird. I don't It's vague whether or not he wants to be in there. It seems like he's having a lot of fun inside the vehicle, but also is a little weird. But also he can get out.
Sandra, consent is important.
That's true. But also he can get out whenever he wants.
Can he though, Sandra?
There's the scene where he goes for a swim. He just kind of got out on his own.
That's true. He was looking for some water. That's true.
So, I don't know. Anyway, before we get to that, we get Rob Lowe's goons. They show up at the junkyard around the same time that Jane Levy shows up at the junkyard, and she's like, I came all this way to do our assignment together. So you are going to give me a ride home. And he's like, no. And I'm like, that's fair enough. She just kind of showed up and is demanding a ride home from you. It's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird. And she also, presumes that the car's working. And he could have just been like, oh, it's not working. Oh, but then I think Creech was moving it.
And she's like, why are you lying to me?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's very weird. And, it
is a contrived romance.
Yeah, I don't think that it's not believable at all. This... whatever. But they escape. They escape the bad guys.
Yeah. They try and get away, but Creech is just kind of going off on his own, and they go whoa as they take her for a ride, and she screams a bit, and then I think he shows her that Creech is in there, and then she's like, actually, I'm cool, so I'm gonna help you hide Creech.
In the car. Then they upgrade the car, so now the car's better for Creech to drive it. And also, Creech watches a monster truck rally on TV and is like, fuck yeah, I want to do that.
That's the bit they know what a monster truck rally is. And they never do a monster truck rally in the film. You know they were totally going to save that for the second film. You rat bastards. You could have put that in this film. You bitches. You stupid idiots. You just did a mummy. All you did was just a mummy, Tom Cruise's mummy.
Tom Cruise mummy.
Tom Cruise's mummy, where they're like, oh, we're going to set up the Monsterverse, you fucking fools, you idiots. All you did was alienate me. Specifically me.
You just wanted a monster truck rally and you didn't bloody get it.
I didn't get my monster truck rally. When I think monster trucks, I think monster truck rally, and I wanted to see one, and there wasn't. And that was like the only cool bit I could think of for this movie, and they didn't even fucking do it. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Also, he watches the monster truck rally so that he knows what cars sound like, so that whenever he's like being the monster truck, he makes car sounds.
That's a positive. That earns its points. That was great. I love that. I loved when they were like parked next to the other one, and Creech was like, rah, 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 and they're like, is it supposed to make that noise?
I like as well how like it's obviously a voice actor with a bunch of effects over it whenever creatures making car noise. It's actually very well done because it's obviously not a car. It's just a creature going.
Very funny.
It's great. It's very enjoyable.
Definitely a pro in my opinion. I'm pro stupid monster noises.
So he's in the monster truck. They've pimped the truck out so that he's comfortable, he's fast, he can do what he wants. But then they feed him gasoline, and gasoline has extra chemicals in it.
Firstly, I did like a scene.
You liked a scene of this movie?
I liked several. I hated the film overall, but I liked several.
No, you didn't.
No, it's very mid. The scene where, one, he does the whole like, oh, I'm saying smart things now because I actually am smart and things. And she's like, oh my God, you're not dumb?
Yeah, when he's kitting the car out and she's like, oh my God, you know stuff about things?
That's my favorite line of this film is like, oh, you're not dumb? That's my favorite line.
Again, makes me hate her character even more. She's an asshole. She's a fucking asshole. She sucks.
I would like to argue against it and say that he also sucks, but they both kind of suck, so I can't really argue.
He does also suck, but she's like, I feel like she's more privileged, which makes me dislike her more.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, that's fair, Sandro. That's fair. And I would love to be a defender. I'd love to play devil's advocate, but I don't want to. So, but I did like the scene where we see the, like, tentacles wrap around the axle and whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we actually see the explanation as to why. It's like one of the only things they actually explain in the film and show you for a second, even if it's just for a second. It was something for me where they have like, he says, oh, they have little hairs on their tentacles, right?
Yes.
And they wrap their tentacles around and then use the hairs to spin I'm not a truck person, so please forgive me if I say that wrong.
The axis? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Look, they use that to spin the wheels to make it go brr. And he mentions that it can make a lot of torque.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, there we go, film. This is finally a bit of info for me, a bit of lore, you know. And I'm like, it's the tiniest crumb of cheese that they've given me, and I'm feasting. I'm like, ooh, yes, torque power. This is how this could be a creature in a fucking car, because before then, none of it made any fucking sense. But at least they have that for me, so they can explain why the monster can move a truck fast.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it kind of explains the creatures well in parts. And the parts where it actually explains them, it does a really good job to let you know what's going on.
Here's the thing, going back to our theory at the start, like, they're oil guzzlers, right?
Yeah.
So they need strong tentacles with, like, these hairs and stuff to remove rocks and other debris. Yeah, they need lots of strength. That makes sense. They're also used to much higher pressures, which their body should be combusting in the atmosphere that they're currently in. And how can they breathe oxygen? Do they breathe at all? Do they breathe?
Good question. I don't know. Apparently they're fine out of water, so...
Oh, yeah, they're perfectly fine, which makes no fucking sense for something that's living deep pressures. Have you seen a blobfish?
I have.
Have you seen a blobfish in its natural habitat?
I have. Very different to what it's like when it's out here.
It's a normal fucking fish. But you take it up here, it goes all blobby because the pressure's wrong, and it just kind of dies.
That's right.
All I'm saying is I wanted to see a dead creature. I wanted them dead.
You wanted at least one dead. Well, we almost kind of see them dead when they're in the when Rob Lowe's experimenting them. They're not dead, but they're very sad in those giant tanks being fed oil by Thomas Lennon, and they're like nom 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 nom. We're very smart, actually.
Yeah. He learns that they're smart and they feed on oil. It's weird that they didn't try anything like anything at all to be malicious to try and get out.
Well, they're nice creatures. They're nice. Well, these ones are. I don't know about the others.
That's what I'm saying, Sandro. This goes against your theory of they can be mean and eat other things, right? Because they don't even try to escape.
They don't. Well, also, they probably couldn't.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to bring up a scene that made me mad, which was when he's got the rod and is feeding them, right?
They could have grabbed it, right?
They literally grabbed it. He, like, feeds them some oil, and it grabs them off it to suckle on it, and then it passes it over to the other one, right?
Yeah.
So that whole time it could have grabbed it. Like, at one point, it's grabbing it and whacking him with it, right? It's smart enough to do that, but it doesn't do that, and that made me mad.
Well, I mean, they could have grabbed it, then used their hairs to spin it around so much they could fucking drill a hole through Thomas Lennon's head. Again.
Or just use their immense strength to just climb out.
Exactly. They probably could have done all of that.
What I'm saying is, this children's film is bad because it doesn't have as much logic as I want in my kids' films.
Well, my thinking is that they were weak because they were not getting that much oil at all. Like, Creech has gallons and gallons and gallons of oil.
You're so right, Sandro. It's only after he suckles on the oil that he passes over the thing. You know what, Sandro? I take everything bad I've ever said about this film.
I fixed the movie.
This is the great 5 out of 5 goodie for me.
I mean, I'll change it if you actually. I'll change my
please
stats.
don't.
So Creech has some gasoline and gets hyper, and then we get a scene where he's just like crushing trucks and shit.
That's good. I like this. I like the idea because he has gasoline instead of oil that he gets hyper. That's a good idea. It makes sense. Like, I have no problems with that. Very funny. He goes, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and they're like, what the fuck?
What's going on? He just crushes cars and shit. It's great.
Yeah. He does go on a fucking rampage, and I wish there were consequences for this.
There are not. Also, this whole scene, I think this leads directly into the car chase around the town.
Yeah.
With like Rob Lowe's goons are chasing him and stuff, and like he's on like the rooftops and stuff. I don't know if you noticed, but that was just the set from Back to the Future. It was the same town set.
There you go. Yeah.
Very interesting. But that was a lot of fun where like the car's like up on the rooftops and like it's driving, but he's also using his like tentacles to like jump between buildings and shit.
I swear we watched a movie where we had a car like above another car. Was it Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or something? Like there was a oh no
Great Race.
No, not even Great Race. No, it was Flubber.
Oh yeah.
Flubber had a car above a car looking for them and they didn't see it.
The original Flubber, yeah, the absent-minded professor. You're right. Interesting.
Yeah. All I'm saying, a monster truck stole from Flubber.
That's true. That was a fun scene, yeah, like where the way that they like evade the cops is like he uses his tentacles to like Spider-Man up a wall.
Yeah. It's very cute. I didn't have much problems. The problem is the consequences of absolutely destroying an entire like parking lot of cars and like one lady who was just indicating and trying to turn into a like plus that lady bad driver.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
I'm going to say that lady is definitely at fault for some of that because she keeps driving into him even after, like, she doesn't try and swerve away. We just watch a car get wrecked as it drives into a thing. But, like, also, like, not her fault because a truck's on a rampage, but also her fault because she could have probably, if she had just checked, seen the giant truck there that she was driving into.
But that was a fun action scene. Directly after that, Creech goes off to get his parents. He's just like, I'm gonna go get my parents. And so the kids are like, well, we gotta go get the parents too, so we're gonna get some more monster trucks. And they get 3 monster trucks.
Yeah, I wish that the like stepdad had been like, well, now I have to try and help arrest him because he's done all this property damage.
Oh,
right?
after the true.
After the rampage, and he's like reluctantly helping the bad guys, right? But then he like decides, fuck it, and then we have a whole thing, and it's like at the very end of the film, I really wanted to see if it's like, what about all this property damage? And he's like, whatever, you know, like, or like at the end of the film, it's like, all right, back to work, and it's like work, and he's like, yeah. You gotta pay off all that damage you did. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then it's like, like, haha, he has to pay off the damage that he caused earlier, which would be very funny. Oh, but then they get the big oil company to pay for it, and boom, everything's solved, right? See, look,
Exactly.
I just came up with a better plot for that, like tying up that noose. There you go, done. Oh, you know what, Sandro? Fuck. You know what they would have done? They would have just started the second film with him paying off the debts for all the damage. God,
yeah.
fucking damn it.
That's what they do in all kids' movie sequels. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. He's gonna be like community service picking up trash or some shit.
I don't hate Monster Trucks. I hate Monster Trucks 2. That's the film I hate because it stole everything from Monster Trucks.
So Creech is like, all right, I'm gonna go save my parents. So he goes off to try and save his parents, and then the kids are like, well, we gotta go save the parents ourselves then as well and try and help Creech. So they get 2 more monster trucks. They get the green one from the bully, who's barely in it, and then they also get a red one from a redhead kid who's barely in the movie, that he looks familiar.
But they make fun of his butt crack anyway.
They do make fun of it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Which is like, what the fuck? This kid's just helping them. They're very mean to this kid. Because they're just like, oh, the only reason we don't want to go to this kid is because we'd have to hang out with him. It's like, wow, that's so mean. I'm just saying, the 2 main characters, very unlikable.
It seems like he was like a big, like, kid sitcom actor or like he's in a bunch of shows, so maybe, you know, it's just his thing.
He was definitely like typecast in this though as the kid the unpopular kid, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And no one wants to hang out. And the 2 main characters very mean to this kid.
They're very mean in general, though. They're mean to a lot of people.
What you need is your main character to not be, or like one of your main characters to not be mean and teach the other one not to be mean.
No, exactly, for sure.
And then they're more likable, but they're just both mean.
So then what happens is Thomas Lennon helps them. They save the parents. Along with Creech, they all get into their own monster trucks, and then we get the biggest fucking monster truck fight ever, where the monster trucks, it's a car chase, Zach, so get this, right? Picture this.
Okay, I'm picturing. It's in my mind's eye, I'm seeing it.
So it's a car chase, but here's the thing, the cars also have tentacles, and they're flipping cars. Whoa. So it's a car chase, but it's also a fucking action scene car chase.
Whoa!
It's actually pretty fun. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's like a dumb Wilhelm scream at one point where like Creech flips a car.
Yeah, the Wilhelm scream. Yeah. That's when they're in the canyon.
Yeah.
Because they're getting away. They're trying to get away from these cars, but they're also chasing a truck full of poison
that they're gonna dump into the fracking site and kill all the creatures or something.
What the fuck? So mean. That's very cartoonish villainry, but it's okay. It's a kid's film. I'll forgive him.
That came out of nowhere and then also went nowhere. That whole thing.
Well, it gave it a few more stakes for the ending, so I could see why they did it. I was fine with it. It was very stupid, but it's a kid's film, so I forgive that one.
I liked the part where the biggest monster truck of them all showed up. That massive massive truck. That big one.
On-site refinery fucking truck. The one that the giant cargo trucks that they use in mines, where they take like literal mountains of dirt. Yeah, they're one of those. My favorite Transformer from the Transformer series. Yeah,
that's right. From one of them, I think that's from Revenge of the Fallen, probably with all the construction Transformers.
But here's the thing, Sandra, I can't remember it anymore. It's been so long. Someone was asked, like, we were talking about Transformers, and I couldn't accurately place any Transformer in any of them. It's all a blur for me now. So, Sandro, when we do the series, I'm looking forward to reminding myself of why I hate those films so fucking much.
When we do the series? Are we doing Transformers? I don't think so.
Oh, we're totally doing it. It's happening at some point.
I don't want to.
I'm going to force you to do it because the memory's getting hazy, and I'm getting mad at the fact that I can't be mad at Transformers anymore.
I'm happy to watch the first 3 again. I don't want to watch the Mark Wahlberg ones.
Ooh, yeah, that's fair. They were some of the most infuriating films I've ever seen in my life.
They are some of the worst of all time.
Anyway, we have the ending fight scene where the bad guy tries to push the monster truck and Creech and the main character into a hole.
Yeah, how does he do that? He is it with another car or?
Yeah, with another car. The bad guy.
Yeah, he tries to push them into the hole with his car. And then trips in the... Yeah, that's right. That was dumb.
Then Creech does one last maneuver just at the last second. He, flips the other car launching the bad guy, flying him through the air to crash into the poison truck setup.
Yeah.
And it, like, last second saves everyone. And it's like, yay! But then, oh no, the monster truck's falling, and oh my god!
Oh no, they fell!
The main character falls with the truck into the hole, and the main character dies horribly. Thank God he's dead.
No, that's not true at all. Creech saves him. He saves him. We see a whole bunch of other creatures. The parents jump down. They're all down there. And then they somehow get Trip out of the hole. Don't know how it's not explained. They somehow get him out.
Sandra, that's the last we see of those creatures for the rest of the film. We have the ending of the film now, the, like, wrap-up, and we don't see the creatures. What the fuck?
Well, because they were gonna do more. So
I hate you, Monster Trucks 2. You are the worst thing that happens to monster trucks.
But I quite liked the ending, though, where, like, they've painted tentacles on the monster truck and put an actual engine in it. I was like, that's really sweet, actually. There's a lot of stuff, and we haven't mentioned it, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that kind of tugs at the heartstrings just a little bit, just like small stuff like, oh, Creature's in danger, what's gonna happen? And, like, you kind of feel for him, and, like...
Yeah, Creech is very cute. I have no problems with Creech. He was very well CGI animated.
Super well done.
Especially for the time.
The only bad animation or, like, his CGI in the whole movie is where Creech is carrying Trip out of the water. That looked like fucking shit.
But, like, I liked them glowing. That made sense. They were low-pressure creatures, so, like, they would have bioluminescence. That's fair.
I love that. That was so good.
I wish that's how they communicated instead of telepathy. Was, like, the bioluminescence. So we see, like, one... So, back to the science scene, right? They have the two boxes, but then one of them glows, like some patterns. And then the other one glows, and he's like, wait, are they communicating? And that's how he figures it out that they communicate, right?
Yeah.
But then we don't see that. That doesn't happen, and they can just telepathy how to drive a truck. Anyway, that's the end of the film. We see, like, a sort of wrap up, like the mum and the stepdad are, like, chilling. The main two drive off into the sunset together. We don't see Creech again, which infuriated me. He doesn't get arrested for all the damage he caused.
No, he's definitely on, like, house arrest or some shit, though. He's gonna have to do something.
Nah, nepotism. The ranger guy, he's just like, oh, it was all the bad guys. Boom, and he gets away scot-free. White privilege.
That's true. And Rob Lowe, yeah, he gets arrested and
Yeah, and the scientist guy becomes like a nature reserve guy.
Yeah, that was nice, actually.
He's in charge of the nature reserve. I did like that. He was the only good character in this film. The morally good character was that science guy.
For sure.
I liked when he was like, oh, I had to drive stick for the first time. It was exhilarating. I was like, haha, that's funny. He's a driving stick in a kid's film. That's hilarious. And he was like a little wimp, so they were making fun of him. And I was like, that's mean. Main character's mean.
Apparently the cast of this, and this is just according to Thomas Lennon, who tweeted it like 2 years ago when people were like, hey, this movie's pretty good. And he was like, yeah, it's fun, isn't it? He was like, there's still a contract for us to all do 2 more movies.
So at any point, they could just be ringed up and be like, hey, it's time to cash out. It's time to make the second film.
It's true. Well, it's been over 10 years since they shot this now, because they shot it in apparently 2014. So that's probably run out now. That contract's probably done.
Oh, yeah, they probably have an expiry date or something. But, like, it's very funny to me that they just have, like, in perpetuity, they have to do these and they never want to do them.
You know what? All things considered, I thought this movie was a very fun time. It was very enjoyable. I enjoyed it. It deserves its cult following that it probably does or doesn't have.
It's like a fine kids film. Like, it's fine. Like, you know, I wouldn't mind this being on TV and my kids watching it.
It's true. But, like, it's one of those kids' movies, which is my favorite ones of all time, which are the ones where I'm like, that was fun, but also, what were they thinking? Why did they do this? Just my favorite sort of kids' movie, so.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was middle of the road. I loved a lot of things about it. I hated a lot of things about it.
That's fair.
So they kind of cancel each other out, and we're kind of in the middle for me.
Hell yeah.
And now it's time for raving reviews. But I'm in charge.
Oh my gosh, you've stolen the I'm in charge thing yet again, every time.
Because I am in charge. I'm in charge.
That's true. We really should be doing another Patreon soon, actually. So very soon I'll be in charge, but you won't be able to hear it unless you pay for Patreon.
That's true. Goodie some stuff. It's Patreon. Sandro.
Yes.
I've gone on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. I've gone to the audiences. I've grabbed some reviews. You have to guess the scores.
Are you telling me that I got to use my noggin to do some scoring?
Or you could just guess. So they go from 0.5 to 5.
And this is the audience. Audience score was like 50 something, I think. So
It was like 51%, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like middle of the road. Again, it's like for kids, this is great. For adults, it kind of sucked. It was like, people middle of the road for this one, which I think is fair. I'm like exactly 50% on this film as well. Like, again, Rotten Tomatoes audience score is never wrong. So, starting with a Pedro.
Ooh.
Pedro says, it's not bad, but also it's not a masterpiece to watch because of their friendship.
Can you say that again?
I knew it.
Can you say that again, actually, though?
I knew it. Look, I'm just going with the punctuation I'm given.
Yeah.
Because it says, it's not bad, but it's also not a masterpiece to watch because of their friendship.
What the fuck? It sounds like you're talking fucking Simlish to me. What are you saying right now?
But it's also not a masterpiece to watch.
Not a masterpiece.
And I feel like there should be a pause there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you could pause it in a few different places to change the meaning here. Not a masterpiece to watch because of their friendship.
So it's not a masterpiece because of their friendship.
Or you could say, yeah. Or you could go, it's not bad, but it's also not.
Not bad, but it's also not a masterpiece because of their friendship. And the friendship would probably be Creech and Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, there's a comma missing, and it changes the meaning completely of this sentence.
The fuck? Okay, I'm gonna guess that's probably like... I have a feeling that it's gonna be too high for what the review is, purely because of how the review is written. It might be like a 5 out of... It's probably not a 5.
So Sandro, I'm going to say, I think it's like this. It's not bad, but it's also not a masterpiece to watch because of their friendship.
Okay, so more middle of the road. I'm going to guess 3 because it's right down the middle. It could be a 2 and it could be a 5.
It's a 3 out of 5. It's a 3 out of 5. I felt generous with that one because I feel like, you didn't get enough context there. So I was trying to steer you a bit. So there you go. You're on the board though. Luke says, used to like this, but I don't like it.
What do you mean used to? This movie's not old enough for anyone to be like, I grew up watching. I mean, actually, no, it is.
The reviews are so good.
That's
I can't
so
wait till we get to the 5th one.
This came out like 8 years ago, so I guess someone could have watched this as a kid.
Yeah, used to like this, but I don't like it. Do you like these reviews I've given you so far?
This is incredible. I'm going to say it is a 1 because I don't like it anymore.
Used to like this, but don't like it? That's actually a 0.5, Sandro.
That's fucking savage, man.
Yeah, they just don't like it.
The fuck are these Fortnite kids doing reviewing this movie? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, next one.
Luke is suffering from the problem because he watched it as he was a kid and enjoyed it because it's a kid's film, and then watched it as an adult and was like, I didn't like this because it's not an adult film.
But I like it as an adult. Fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, but you're a child. Like, you're an adult child. So
That's fair, I guess.
Same, though. Amiri says, despite the somewhat shaky and unoriginal premise,
Fair.
this movie has stolen my heart with the adorable squid things.
Ooh, that might be your review, but also I don't think the squid thing stole your heart because you had so many plot problems with them, so it might not be your review. I'm going to say that's probably a 3.5.
A 3.5? It's actually a 4.5.
Oh, that's very high. What the fuck?
Because you see, Sandro, the previous review was a 0.5. And this review is a very high review. Do you know what that happens then? It averages it out to a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's why it's got 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so the next 4 reviews
Oh, no.
do not have a username.
And one of them is yours.
And one of them might be mine. One of the previous ones might also have been mine. No name for this one, like all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
No usernames, but this one says, I probably don't recommend it. Unless you have a thing for squid beasts, trucks, Lucas Till, bioluminescence, or saving the Earth's creatures. This is part E.T., part Free Willy, and a whole lot of truckin' wild times.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's a great review. That's actually a really, really good review. I like that one.
You know why I had to add that, because that's a banger of a review right there.
Also, no one's a fan of Lucas Till. Not to be mean to him, but like... He's in some of the X-Men movies, but he's not a main character. He played the main character in the MacGyver remake. That's why people know him.
I think he's fine.
He's fine. But he's MacGyver. He's new MacGyver. That's why. That's the thing he's known for.
So, Sandro, what did this person rate this?
3.
It's actually a 4 out of 5.
Whoa, higher than I expected.
Because
again,
they have a thing for Lucas Till.
Oh, it's because they're a big fan of the one Taylor Swift music video that he's in.
Yeah, that's what they're a huge fan of. But don't worry, Sandro, if you thought that review was good, wait till you hear the next review. The next review is Creech, 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 Creech.
That might be yours. That might be yours.
I can't believe this is a review.
That's going to be 5 out of 5. Surely that's 5 out of 5.
It's 2.5, actually.
Isn't that the same? Like, someone from Moana said Moana.
Yeah, I know. That's why I added this one in, because it said Creech, 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 Creech. And I was like, yes!
Oh, fuck yes.
Oh, it's so good. I love Rotten Tomatoes, never change. Incredible.
Incredible. But that was 5 out of 5, right? That was 5
No,
out
that
of
was
5.
2.5.
What the fuck?
That was 2.5. That was middle of the road. I knew you would never get that one in a million years.
So rude.
That's why I added it. It's so good. All right, and then we have... I can't say I'm a fan of monster trucks, but if I was trying to discourage you from seeing him, trust me, you would know it. The reviews are so good for this one.
I love Rotten Tomatoes. That's got to be 2.5 again, because it's like, it's right down... Oh, no, I'll go 3. I'll go 3 again. It's right down the middle. It's like not negative, but, you know, it's not positive either.
Sandra? It's 2.5.
I got it right the first time.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well done. Wait, you changed your review?
Yeah, I went back to 3. I went to 3.
You dummy.
Yeah.
No, it was 2.5. And then finally, we have the last no-named review, which is Bletch, Blorch, Blah. What else can be said? This is the most memorable, unmemorable piece of film in years.
That's pretty classic Rotten Tomatoes. 1.5 for that one.
Oh, very close, very close. It was 2. It was
2.
2 out of 5. You were on the money though. You were close.
I don't know which one is yours.
Look, this was the cream of the crop for Rotten Tomatoes reviews. There were some bangers in here.
You've hidden it very well. It's not Creech, 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 because you laughed too much after reading it. I think it's that first one where you're like, you're talking about how much you like the creatures. You're like, the creatures made the movie. It's the first of the no-name reviews.
Oh, they probably don't recommend it unless you have a thing for squid beasts, trucks, Lucas Till, bioluminescence, or saving the Earth's creatures. This is part E.T., part Free Willy, and a whole lot of truckin' wild times.
I don't think you would have... Because you would have come up with it right before we started recording, because you were getting the reviews then. So I don't know.
That, or I wrote it down earlier, and that was the only thing I wrote down earlier.
Oh, that's true. That's true. No, I swear that there was one in there that was like, it's like...
The one just before that by Omiri was, despite the somewhat shaky, unoriginal premise, this movie has stolen my heart with adorable squiddy things.
That's the one I was thinking of. I think that's your review, that one right there.
You think that one's my review?
I think that one's your review, because those squiddy creatures were pretty squiddy.
They were pretty cute. Squiddy cute. I will give the movie that. They did the squiddy cute creatures. They did good.
They did good. I think that's your review, yeah.
But this review rated it a 4.5, and Sandra, I'm not rating this film a 4.5.
I forgot about the rating, but I locked my answer in already.
It's too late now, because I rated this 2.5 and said, creech, 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 creech.
God damn
I got him! We got him, ladies and gentlemen! Creech, 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 creech.
You did the bloody
And I was
prank.
laughing at the fact that I knew you would not guess it because I am a funny boy and I'm a genius, and I was laughing because I knew in the future it'd be very funny.
That was hilarious. What a good review.
Yeah.
The fact that it gave it 2.5 should have tipped me off, actually.
Yeah. Well, the next one was also 2.5 and something I would say.
That's true.
Which was the, I can't say I'm a fan of monster trucks, but if I was trying to discourage you from seeing it, trust me, you would know.
You wouldn't bloody know. Hell yeah. Well, there we go.
Actually, no, I did like the belch, blotch, blah. What else could be said? This is the most memorable, unmemorable piece of film in years. I also agree. Very memorable, unmemorable.
That one's also very you. A lot of you-coded Zach in this one. You-coded reviews.
Yeah. The reviews were absolute bangers this week, so I feel like that was a hard one for you. Especially since I did creech, 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 creech.
That's you playing on hard mode right there, is you making that one your review.
Oh, absolutely. And I was sneaking that one in.
Well, there we go. If you like sneaking things in, that's the whole episode. Thank you for sneaking this into your ear holes. Tell you that much. If you like the show, thanks for listening. That's pretty cool. You listened to the greatest episode we've ever recorded, Monster Trucks.
It's true. It's a fact.
It's all downhill from here.
But Sandro, if you want more things sneaking into your ear holes, where can they go?
Well, you can follow the show on everything. We're on every app and on every social. But if you want even more bonus content, more bonus
bonus.
talky talks.
I like bonus.
At patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod, where you can get bonus episodes.
Bonus episodes. That's awesome.
And out right now is Jason, Freddy versus Jason. Jason, Freddy boy.
Yeah, Freddy versus Jason. That was really fun. I really loved that one. There was a lot of cool stuff in that film.
Hell yeah. And I think next week, coming up pretty soon, is Beverly Hills Cop 4, which we'll do.
If you like, give us a little dosh so we can pay Saki. Give him some money. We can't actually afford to pay him. We haven't told him yet. We can't afford to pay him.
I've been paying him every week, so
No. But like that money's running out, right, Sandro? So we need people to subscribe. Otherwise, we can't pay them.
That's right. If you like the show being edited, go to patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod. You can head there and also get ad-free episodes if you want as well. That's patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod.
I had to sell my house to afford to watch Monster Trucks. I can't afford editing anymore.
That's true, because they took it off Netflix and they put it on Stan or some shit. So we had to go subscribe there.
And I can't afford Stan.
Fuck Stan. I mean, not actually, but like the streaming service.
Unless he wants, All right, Sandro, we need to wrap this one up. Sandro.
Yes.
It is time. We need to figure out what we are observing, what we are absorbing into our eye holes next week.
Well, I've picked 3 movies.
3 movies?
That may be the ones that we are watching.
Excellent. Well, Sandro.
Yes.
Perhaps you should give me some clues, and I should ask some questions.
Yes.
And then I will vaguely pick one of them and regret my choices.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. Also, just keep this in the back of your mind. Next week, it's your turn to pick 3 movies. They all have to be Christmas films. That's the challenge that we've set.
Yeah, that's right. Because we're coming up to December.
That's right.
So we're doing our first, themed pick, where you have... It's got the double challenge if you have to be on theme, which is obviously Christmas, and it has to have a connection to the previous one.
Well, I mean, it can just be holiday themed, but...
No, it's got to be Christmas themed. It has to be Christmas.
Okay, all right, we're just doing Christmas. All right, well, I got 3 movies for you, and as we kicked it off with last week, I'm going to give you the year, the genre, and an actor.
All right, Sandro, go ahead. Give me the 3 gibbies.
The 3 what?
The gibbies. You give me the 3 free ones, and then I ask some more questions, and then I decide.
Well, I'm gonna give you all 3 for each movie one at a time. So here's what I'm gonna do. Movie number 1, Zach.
Yep.
1987 is the year.
1987. Ooh, I like it. A nice old one.
It's an action movie.
Oh. Okay.
And the actor I'm giving you is... Now, it's a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Ned Beatty.
Ned Beatty.
He plays the purple bear in Toy Story 3.
Whoa! The best character from Toy Story 3?
That's right.
Oh, okay, all right. I was going to Google him, but now I know, so I don't need to Google him. I'm like, ooh, the best character from Toy Story 3. Okay, all right, you've got me.
So that's option 1. Option 2, 2018.
2018.
It is a action movie.
Pretty recent action film, okay.
John Cena.
Ooh. The thing is, that stroked a memory of, I remember he was in something that came out that time. I do not remember at all what that
Don't
film
know
is.
which one it is.
Because I never checked it out. I was like, oh, John Cena's acting again. What is that? Oh, I've completely forgotten it. Well, shit. Oh. Unless it's... I think I might know the movie. I think I might know the movie.
You might know the movie.
Well, there's only one movie I can think of, which is The Suicide Squad, right?
In 2018? I don't know. I mean, maybe it came out then. I don't remember.
Sandro, the thing is, I'm not going to Google it, so I could either be right or wrong. I don't know. All the years lately blend together, Sandro, so it could have came out that time. I don't know.
And then option number 3. 1989.
1989. Ooh, so we got some oldie but goodies coming out.
It is a sci-fi.
Yep. Ooh.
And your cast member is Michael Biehn, who is Kyle Reese from Terminator.
Oh, interesting.
Those are your 3 options right there with your freebies.
Action, and sci-fi.
And 2 from the 80s, 1 from 2018.
All right, Sandro.
Yes.
I've got a question for you.
What is the question?
If these movies were seafood dishes...
Fucking hell. All right.
What seafood dish would this be?
Okay.
I was cooking this one. This was my main question. The rest of the questions won't matter. I'm relying on this solely for my picks.
Okay. I will say as well, you do have the potential, the genres are that / something else. Just want to put that out there as well if you want.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping that in the back of my mind.
Movie number 1 is a crab.
Ooh, a nice... How is it present? How is it served?
Like hard-boiled, I don't know
Hard boil. Yeah,
serve
like
crab.
crab. Yeah. Like just a crab though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You're saying just a crab. That's fine, because you crack open a crab, suck out the meat. Yeah, okay. We're just having some crab.
Option on number 2 is it's like a sushi. It's like a regular kind of sushi with
okay.
what is it called when there's it's like a sushi roll that also it's got maybe tuna in it. Maybe it's got
like
some
umami or something.
Yeah.
Some peas on the side,
and it's got some some of the eggs on it, whatever the fuck they're called. You know what I mean? So some of those on top of it. Yeah.
The little fish egg.
That's the one. That's the one. Kind of plain. Kind of it's a good snack.
Yeah, very popular sort of dish. Okay, because that's a good hint, because it's a sort of basic but very popular thing. So this film is very basic but popular. Okay. Yeah. That's good. I like it.
And then movie number 3 is a glass of water. Which technically is seafood.
I'll allow it. Because that's very funny. Just a glass of water.
It's just a glass of water.
Oh, shit. Fuck me.
And honestly, if you're willing to pick a movie straight from that question, I wouldn't blame you.
Honestly, I don't know if I want to ask any more questions. These are some of the perfect. Because honestly, I'm not vibing with sushi right now.
Okay, you're not going
sushi. Yeah, John Cena is very tempting though, because that would be funny, because it's John Cena, right? He's a funny boy. But I'm very curious as to what crab or water is, right? Because here's what I'm getting. From crab, I'm thinking this is a giant crab movie, right? This has got to be some ssort of giant crab movie, right?
Yeah, sure.
This has got to be or maybe it's like Invasion of the Crabs, right?
Fuck
where you've got lots of crabs, like the Birdemic, but crabs.
Crabdemic.
Yeah, Crabdemic. Ooh. Why isn't Crabdemic that would be funny. You could have the whole thing of all the animals around are just evolving into crabs.
Exactly.
It's becoming a crab-demic.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that's exactly it.
That's the main plot of the film, is there's like some sort of virus which is speeding up evolution, and then everything evolves into crabs.
That would be so funny.
Yeah. That'd be great. I want crab-demic. Get on it, Hollywood.
So you're picking number one, or do you have more questions?
I'll go with colors. I want some colors.
You want some
Sandra.
colors? All right. Okay.
Just a little to tie me over.
I like colors. Color for the crab is black and gray.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a dark one.
Okay.
Yeah. Color for the second one, it's black and yellow.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
A lot of black for this one, actually, because the third one is black and blue.
Okay. Because look, a glass of water, it's gotta be about the ocean, right? Like, there's gotta be something. Like, there's gotta be some water involved.
Maybe it's just got no substance. Maybe.
Fuck you.
No,
you.
that's not it. I'll give you that one for free.
How dare you? My beautiful glass of water. And the other one, okay, so that leans me more towards the, like, potential, like, it's like a deep ocean for the first one if it's like black and grey.
Yeah, and it's a
Except
crab.
It's grey, it's not blue. It's not black and blue.
No, it's black
or like
and grey.
Dark blue, it's black and grey, which is terrifying. What the fuck is black and grey?
I don't know, but it's pretty
Is
scary.
it a black and white film?
Man, you'd have to ask that question. It's kind of a waste of a question, though.
Fuck. Fuck. All right, for my last question.
Yeah.
For my last question, I'll go with second genre.
Okay,
Second genre
sure.
of each. I'll just go with the basic one and then go off the seafood.
Do you want second genre based on what it says on Google, or do you want me to kind of try and come up with it myself a little bit?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I want you to come up with it because that sounds interesting. That sounds fun.
Well, for number one, I will just go with the one on Google because I'm pretty sure, like, it's very accurate. Number one is action/thriller.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Black and grey crab. Ooh, okay. I think I might have an idea. That's cool.
Number two, I'll go action/sci-fi family, kind of, a little bit.
Okay, yeah. I see that. Yeah. It's got John Cena.
For sure.
And John Cena's all the family you need.
It's true. And then number three, I'll go, it's sci-fi/horror-ish.
Sci-fi horror?
But, like, the ideas are horror, but is it a horror film? I don't know, but it's also...
Yeah, okay, it's more of a horrifying concept, less a horror. Yeah, I get you. Ooh, it's a horrifying... Oh, fuck. Is the last one just global warming? Is it just like global warming?
It's just a very scary glass of water, Zach.
Yeah. Well, the scariest glass of water is the icebergs melting, and it's just
right.
a fucking glass of water. Fuck me.
That's right.
dude.
That's right. I picked Ice Age because it's by the same director. That's not it.
That's something you would do, though. That's very funny if you said glass of water for Ice Age.
I will say none of my connections are someone involved in the movie that we just watched is also involved with this one. None of those.
You've expanded your creativity.
That's sure.
Okay, so I'm going to cut out John Cena. I'm going to narrow it down. Look,
Get out of here, John Cena.
I want to do an older film. Let's go back to the roots.
Yeah, we'll go back to the 80s. Fuck
and
yeah.
like, I love John Cena. I think he's very funny, but like, I'm vibing with crab and glass of water.
Right.
And it's like, I want to do crab, but I also want to do glass of water because that's very funny.
Exactly. You really have to try and find a way to break this tie.
It is a very even match right here. Because a crab, you said thriller, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Crab thriller. That leads me to believe now. I'm back. I'm turning it around. I'm thinking like this is a horror. Like it's a guy with like a crab claw for an arm. Like
sure, yeah, sure.
but that's like a horror movie, I guess, not a thriller.
I mean, it depends.
Is like a monster movie a thriller movie?
I would say a monster movie is a monster movie.
Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to say. Nah, the glass of water was so funny. I want to pick that though. The glass of water is so funny. I'm gonna go with glass of water, but I think I'm gonna be sad for not picking the crab one.
I think you will be sad for not picking the crab one, but
oh man,
I'm happy with like, but you've locked it in now, so.
But now that you say that, I really want to pick the crab one. What do you think, Sandro?
I don't want to influence you in any way. Both of them are as good as each other.
Okay. Because the crab one sounds really funny because you said crab.
It's true. I'll let you ask
Glass of
one
water's-
very quick question about one of those two. Just anything that will help you a little bit, if you want.
Rotten Tomatoes scores.
You want the exact score?
Or, no. Above 50 or below 50 for both.
They're both above 50.
Fuck. Okay, well, that's fine, because I'm not dead. You know, let's go glass of water, and I'll be sad. When I say glass of water, I should lock it in. I should be a brave boy. I'm going to regret the crab one, because that sounds like it would be good fun.
That's very funny that you're going for Glass of Water. All right, so, not because it's a bad movie, but you'll realize soon why that's funny. I will give you the movie that you knocked out first, which was the 2018 action and sci-fi Family with John Cena. That was Bumblebee.
Oh! It's funny that I said Bumblebee
it's very
earlier.
funny,
I mentioned it.
Because they are basically the same movie.
Yeah,
essentially.
it's true. I literally said that, and you moved on from that
That's
very
right.
quickly.
I did.
And I was like, oh, okay, I guess he wasn't interested in the Bumblebee movie. No, he was.
I was.
But he was like, I'm glad I knocked that one out, because that one was mid.
I really like Bumblebee. I think it's a fun time, but
Fuck you, Bumblebee.
that's so rude for no reason. All right, number one that I am kind of annoyed that you. I'm not annoyed. I'm very happy with what you
I wanted to pick it, but I was torn, right? Like, crab is up my alley, right?
For sure. And this movie's definitely up not only your alley, but the show's alley. Number one is called Rolling Vengeance.
Ooh.
It came up when I was searching for Monster Trucks movie, and this also came up.
Oh, shit.
It's about a guy who's a truck driver, and someone, I think, kills his family, and so he builds a giant monster truck to kill them.
Shit. Oh my god, this is above 50% by 1%.
51%. It's just a giant truck movie. It's a giant truck
That's
revenge
so
movie.
Dumb. Oh my god, that's so dumb. That would have been really fun.
Definitely,
That
yeah.
would have been really fun. But I'm glad that the other one is also an older movie, because we're still doing some oldie but a goodie here. So tell me what we're watching. Give me the reveal. I'm ready to hear it.
Well, option number 3, which again, I'm very glad you picked number 3. I think putting Bumblebee as number 2 was good, because I was getting a little bit annoyed that we kept picking the second option every single week.
Yeah, no. I you know what? As soon as I heard family, I was like, nah, I'm good. Jeez.
Enough family for now.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the bit that tipped me over to
That's right.
I'm good.
Well, Zach, number 3 is The Abyss.
The Abyss!
Which you had as an option a couple of weeks ago.
Of course. Yeah. I didn't think of The Abyss, but it had that weird, clear thing that I didn't know what it was.
The Abyss is a movie. The connection... Oh, yes. So the connection for Bumblebee is a kid becomes friends with a sentient car.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious. It's because it's practically the same movie.
Yeah. Rolling Vengeance, obviously, monster truck.
It's monster truck, yeah, which isn't a car. It's a truck, which is totally different.
And the connection for The Abyss is subterranean creatures. Because we're going into the deep ocean next week, Zach, with James Cameron and his very long runtimes for The Abyss.
You know what? I didn't think... I thought about doing my own ones, but I didn't think about bringing your picks into my one.
That's right, I flipped the script. Well, because I wanted to do The Abyss after we reviewed Moana, and then you took that, and then you put that in your options, and then now I'm like, well, actually, fuck you, I still want to do it.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I'm glad we're doing The Abyss, because I wanted to do that one.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty good connection, like deep-sea creatures.
I should have thought of that. It's good that I didn't remember what year it came out, because that could have given it away, but that's good.
That's why I specifically went for a different cast member as well for that one.
Also, glass of water. Beautiful.
The movie's about water, Zach.
Yeah, it's seafood.
I will say, though, that I did put Bumblebee in there partly to set you up for Christmas, because your connection could just is based on kids' toys. And you couldn't do anything. But,
Yeah, no. I'm doing The Abyss. All right?
That's for you to figure out next week, and for us to watch next week on the show, The Abyss. Zach, we're going back into the deep sea. I know you're scared. I know that the subterranean creatures horrify you, but we're going to go back in there and have some more next week.
We're going to dive into The Abyss. So we'll see you on the other ocean side.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.